Syracuse, man, they've got to have this. Braxton Key, number 2, is terrific. He's come back. He was out 3 games. You see the numbers right there. He's doing it around the basket. And the key for a team in Virginia that doesn't play offense very well is him around the basket, because he's the guy that allows points to come easy.
We saw Virginia without Braxton Key at Purdue on December the 3rd. They put up only 40 points. The hope for both teams today is that we see more scoring than that ACC opener all the way back well before Thanksgiving, and we have a whistle and a tie-up going to Syracuse.
If we see less points than that opener, I'm turning us off.
No, you're not going to. Listen.
I like a 1-0 baseball game, but I can't have 28-26.
Before we get any deeper into this, though, and Joe Girard, the freshman, who's a big-time scorer, has the ball, good defense can be beautiful.
It can.
It can be.
It certainly can, but clanking shots is not. And these two teams, one of them needs to get to 60. 60 will be the number to get you a win here today.
Here's Elijah Hughes, number 2 in the ACC in scoring, to Jordan Warrow, who you just saw win at Notre Dame, and the first shot won't go down for the Orange.
Well, Hughes is the guy that can get an easy shot or a good shot off the dribble for Syracuse, and Key around the rim is a guy that can do it for Virginia.
Cody Statman for Kihei Clark, the sophomore guard out of the state of California. Clark, double comes, tip pass, batted to the wing, and Key's after it. Boeheim goes sliding. The fans wanted to travel. And this is an unforced error by the Orange.
Wow.
Both teams off a loss. Jim Boeheim and Syracuse 1-3 in the ACC, and this is 44th season.
We talked about it last week. We had a blast, an hour 15, no, more like an hour 45, just standing around the court talking. And he's such a good dude, man. He has great stories, great personality, funny.
There's Jay Huff for 2 and a foul for the first bucket for Virginia.
I think this is huge. Like, I think Huff is really good. He's like 7'1", long arms, good touch. You see he goes up and gets it at the top, which is about 9.5 feet in the air, and flips it in. This kid, to me, is the difference between Virginia just being a mediocre team and really taking off towards the end of the year.
Even more than Braxton Key,
I think he is. I mean, Braxton Key, you kind of know what you're going to get. You're going to get 15 points. You're going to get about 6-7 rebounds. You're going to go to free throw line a little bit. But Huff can give you 3-point shooting, and you just saw what he gives you around the rim.
Syracuse had 2 points about 9 minutes in to that opener in the ACC back in November. And they're stuck on 0 for now. Took roughly 11 minutes to get past 2 in that first game.
Well, he's going to have to shoot that at some point here, Kihei Clark.
Hughes comes with a defense and a double. Key into Sidibe, and it's going to stay with UVA. And Tony Bennett, who is 4 times the ACC Coach of the Year, a couple of times National Coach of the Year, and the comeback story well documented after the loss to the 16 seed 2 years ago.
Yeah, he won national championship. Tony Bennett got a $500,000 bonus and didn't accept it.
What would you have done with a $500,000 bonus?
I want to be like Tony Bennett. I wouldn't have accepted it.
That is not true.
Yes, it is, because
Really?
Tony Bennett is the idol of every human male. He should be anyway.
Not just basketball fan,
No,
every human male.
Every human male should aspire to be Tony Bennett.
Yeah, but why? What part of
Because
that?
he's great looking, he's smart, he's faithful, he's not greedy, he dresses like $1 million, he's great to people. He is what we should all aspire to be.
His father, a wonderful man as well.
Yes.
Dick.
Uncle, great coach.
Stuff won't go for Jay Huff.
Well, that's twice Huff's had the basketball over the rim. I like Huff. They need a lot out of Huff.
Elijah Hughes bumping for space. And this is going to be how it is, huh? Rim spitting out basketballs here in Charlottesville. Double on Girard. Sidibe wanted Dolezaj. And he'll swerve into the lane and couldn't carve out space. No rim. Reload for Boeheim and front iron.
Woo!
Oh, the tip on the backside, though, for Elijah Hughes.
Woo! Elijah Hughes went up. Thought he might tip it with the right hand, but over 2 guys with the left.
That young man out of Beacon, New York, has at least 14 points in all but 1 game this year. Oh, goodness gracious. That is a long 3 for Kihei Clark.
He's got to. Shooting 40%. They're letting him open. He's going to have to make a couple more of those, too.
Look, he's been shooting it well the last 3 games. He's picked his spots and shot it well.
No question. That's why I say he's going to have to shoot it. Oh, man.
Dolezaj got turned all around. Then he got stepped on by Sidibe. Dolezaj is down. He got hit twice.
Get up and get a layup.
Girard catch and shoot. He's got it for 3.
You and I saw Girard come into his own in the Notre Dame game when the kid, what the heck was his name?
Prentice Hub. Yeah. He was just on our airwaves.
Yeah, Hub taunted him, and Girard showed exactly what he was all about, man. He went right at him, hit 5 straight points.
If you missed it, Girard was laying on the ground. Hub stood over him, started jawing at him, and he awoke the beast that is a 4,000-plus point scorer from Glens Falls, Joe Girard. He's got the find to Dolezaj.
It's pretty good by Joe Girard. They got up into him, and he just went around Kihei Clark. Help came, found Dolezaj. Clark's got to be ready to shoot again. The adjustment Boeheim made was watch Buddy Boeheim. He's the guy getting out on Clark now.
See, Clark's mad. He wanted Statman to take the shot. He won't do it. Clark was furious with him because he gave up a 3.
And he's talking to him now.
Yeah, take the shot. He told him twice.
If you're not going to shoot when you're open, that means others are guarded. Because you're so open, bad things happen. You just saw a charge. You're going to see him right here. Ball's going to get whipped around a little bit. It's going to get whipped around. And all of a sudden, it's going to come back to Kihei Clark, who gives it to Statman. He expects him to shoot. And you saw Clark's reaction was like, come on, I passed up a good shot to get you a great shot. And after the charge, Clark was still all over Statman because Virginia's philosophy is don't take good shot, get great shot. Well, Clark had a good shot. Statman had a great shot. You got to take that shot.
You think that is a better shot for Statman than Clark's original shot? I
think because where Boeheim was positioned in the length of Buddy Boeheim at 6'7", 6'8", I do. I think, yes, it was. And I think Kihei Clark knew that.
Casey Morcell has checked in, the freshman who's seen a lot of minutes, 27 a game this year, the first-year player for Virginia. Elijah Hughes, no good for 2. And the rebound for Huff, who's been big for Virginia early on. Third board.
I think you're going to see more of Huff in this game. I think that they like how he looks right now. Right?
Well, we watched the first game and watched the tape of it, and he and Diakite were very good together, big to big in that first meeting.
It's kind of funny. I saw him last year here, and I thought, man, this guy's the next guy. And we'll see.
Still could be.
Yeah.
January of his redshirt junior year.
Big Possums walk late.
And other bumper stickers from Dan Dockett. Statman the drive. And that's not going to make Clark any happier than the last possession. Coming up next after our game right here on ESPN, West Virginia and Texas Tech from Morgantown. And of course also on the ESPN app. Virginia fans may remember Texas Tech as the opponent on the greatest night of their lives.
West Virginia is going to be jumping. That place will be crazy.
Pro tip, when you're going to see a game at the Coliseum for the first time, they shoot off the musket indoors before tip. You're going to be shocked by it.
If you're not ready for it, it'll get you. You'll jump.
Girard shot seeking all day long, and he missed the 3.
I think he needs to. You know, he missed that one a little bit right. Other 2 have been okay. But I think he needs a shot seek. Somebody's got to lift up and make shots over Virginia, and Girard's as good as any.
4,700 points in high school at Glens Falls. And there's a takeaway for Girard.
This is where I think you got to put points on the board and they travel. I just think you got to score in transition against Virginia, and you do it by pushing it and reversing it.
Well, you mentioned Gerard. He's a freshman. He was a high school quarterback. He won a state title as a high school quarterback at Glens Falls in the foothills of the Adirondacks. And two-time high school player of the year. You see the free throw percentage. He, in 5th grade, won a free throw contest by going 25 for 25. Everybody should have been recruiting him back then. Not that recruiting's got to get more insane, but you should have been on him.
The greatest 5th, 6th grade basketball player I ever saw was a kid named Cliff Jenkins.
Okay. Tell us more.
Cliff Jenkins never played 1 second of high school basketball.
Why?
Because he wasn't any good, but he was great in 5th and 6th grade. Be careful with 5th and 6th grade anointing.
I blame the development people on that. He could have been good.
Remember Spike Albrecht?
I do.
His dad, Chuck. We called him Chucko. Greatest 6th grade, 7th grade biddy player in the history of the world.
Better than Cliff Jenkins?
Nobody was better than Cliff Jenkins.
Diakite is going to the line.
Don't be blasphemous.
Diakite will shoot 2. Virginia is 73% at the line this year. Good free throw shooting team.
Second on the team.
Diakite is saying the rim's moving, maybe?
It is moving. It's vibrating right now. You can see it.
He said, I'm not going to play your carnival game. I'm going to wait for it to stop.
True, it was.
Good on him. You don't want a moving target. There's the stanchion.
Just don't hit the rim.
It's the rare applicable stanchion shot you're going to see from a director. The wonderful Matt Wilson. Diakite's like, okay, we're good now.
Well,
we got this taken care of. Yeah.
He was right. I mean, if you shoot to a rim that's moving and you touch the rim with the ball, it's not going in. It's pretty good. He didn't touch either, but that's right.
He figured if it's going to be a high level of difficulty, I'm going to splash them both down. Here's Howard Washington, the junior, checked into the game for Syracuse after not playing in the loss on Tuesday against Virginia Tech. A game Syracuse really could have used. They had a lead in that game. Virginia Tech came storming back. Dolezaj wrapping around, couldn't finish. And the rebound for Justin McCoy, the freshman from Cary, North Carolina.
I'll tell you this, though, I like that side ball screen for Syracuse. I do. I like it. You got in the lane, you just missed a shot. It's pretty good action. I bet they go back to it, or they should go back to it.
We'll watch on the next possession. Syracuse has missed its last 5.
Who's going to score here other than Diakite?
They don't need anybody other than him.
No, they don't. He's the only guy out here other than maybe Clark from the top of the key trying to steal some minutes here.
Dolezaj facing. Now he revs it up right down the lane, and he got fouled. Boy, he played Diakite there a little bit, sizing up that defense, and he'll go to the free throw line when we come back. Beautiful, and Virginia at points is that. But the key here, I think, is the offensive three-point work from Syracuse. They get 39% of their points from three-point range. Virginia keeps you well down from 3.
You know, I'm not one of those guys that is a Virginia style of play hater. In fact, I love it because the idea of competition is to win. And they win. And you have to play basketball on defense, basketball on offense. They don't give you an out. But this year's team simply can't shoot the ball well enough. And that makes for ugly games. But you know what they're still doing? They're still winning, which is what you're trying to do. Hey, they're paying Tony Bennett to win. Not paying him to make some talk show host happy.
Are you referring to yourself as some talk show host?
No. I'm the talk show host. I'm referring to national talk show host.
Some talk show host. Will to Tensai and McCoy with 8 to shoot. Diakite tried to make himself available. Instead, Morcell swashbuckling to the rim.
This is where I think you got to go against Virginia, but you got to reverse it. Keep the ball popping. Look, now the defense is set. Now you got a problem.
So what do you do in the half court?
Well, they're running Buddy Boeheim off of a little blocker mover action, a little triangle. And then they were trying to run Hughes off the same thing. I like side ball screen here.
Hughes was sweeping with the ball. They're going to say foul on the floor, no shot, even though he was trying to rise.
It's a scouting report foul. I'll tell you why after this.
All right, that's a tease through a promo. Monday night, 8 Eastern, Clemson, LSU, College Football National Championship. Joe Burrow and LSU. Clemson and Trevor Lawrence, both teams unbeaten, looking for a title. After the trivia question, you're going to tell us about that. But first, how many NFL #1 picks have been named Joe, like Joe Burrow? How many?
I'm going to say 1.
Who is
Joe
it?
Namath.
Interesting.
I don't think he was. I think he played in the I don't think he was. But
What were you going to say there?
nothing.
You think he played in the AFL?
Yeah, I was
is
going to
what
say
you're
that.
gonna say.
Was that different at that
Yeah,
time?
that is different.
I know it was different, but was it a different draft at that time? I don't know.
Yeah, yes.
In the 60s?
I think you just nailed it, actually.
Did I?
And I hate to say
I'm
that.
not surprised.
All right, Joe Namath is the answer.
I was right on both.
No, you're exactly right.
I know.
Namath was a #1 pick, but
Don't
not in the
add me,
NFL.
people.
You can go ahead and add him,
I
actually.
go to Buffalo's and I win the trivia night.
All right, tell us about that scouting report foul.
Well, when the ball's on the side, if you watch the hands, Morcell did it there actually. If you watch the hands, they're always up and in to the offensive player. Very active into the ball, so they're taught to sweep and draw a foul by sweeping the ball into the hands of the defender.
Boeheim cashes in on the fadeaway for his first bucket. He had just 7 in the first meeting.
Tough shot. Buddy Boeheim is a really, really good basketball player. Really good.
Not just a shooter, you say?
Play anywhere you want. Any team in the country would play Buddy Boeheim, not as just a shooter. Nope. Passes, active defensively, rebounds it. You're not making that, are you?
He did earlier.
Well, he hung on. That was different was he hung on to it and faked it too many times. You got to be a great shooter to make that.
That's a foul against Morcell. That's going to be his second personal. So 9:22 in the first, 11-9 Syracuse and Virginia. And Morcell will come out.
This was, according to Vegas, among the highest scoring lines all year. It was 114 was the over-under. Against Purdue, remember, it was 100.
100 exactly.
Against Navy, it was 97.5.
Yeah.
Total points.
So why do people think there's going to be more scoring in this version of Syracuse, Virginia?
Because I think they'll figure somebody's getting, they figure Syracuse will get blown out and start fouling late. That's the only thing I can figure.
It's tough to blow people out if you're Virginia, though, and you play 21 seconds per possession.
They have not scored higher than 65 points in the game.
And yet they're 11-3 and 3-1 in the ACC.
Right.
That's a foul, and Key on his way up. They're going to say offensive foul against Braxton Key, and the locals here on the grounds don't like it.
Well, Key made a nice shot fake, and you're going to see the help come. The help comes from Hughes. Good shot fake. Help comes. He's outside the lane. Look, I would argue this is a block. I think he jumps up into him, turns into him, but I'm not the ref. But I would have called that a block upon second look. If we had review of every call, which I'm glad we don't, that's a block.
Could you argue flop?
Could absolutely argue side flop.
That's a new kind in the rule book just now from Dan, and that foul is going to go against Guerrier and Syracuse. Crowd a little sarcastic here in the Commonwealth.
It's a sign of intelligence.
Sarcasm?
Yeah.
Well, that's why you're a Mensa member. It's a big game for both teams.
Huge
when you're
game.
talking about resume building, calendar turns to January, you got to get some wins that you can lean on.
No question.
Downstairs Key.
I love him around the rim. There were 2 guys around Braxton Key, and he went up, around them, over them, through them, whatever you want to say, and made it easy. That was not an easy shot.
Elijah Hughes bangs in a 3.
That's one way to beat him. To step back a little farther and drill it. I love Elijah Hughes, man. I wish he had one big guy with him and Boeheim. Just one big guy that can go on the block and get stuff done. This would be a dynamite club.
Key stepping through, and a whistle as he falls to the ground against Syracuse.
This is
ACC play in earnest now, and you saw Louisville beat Notre Dame just moments ago here on ESPN. What do you make of the ACC?
First thing is, you look up there, there's 6 teams, no North Carolina. Are you kidding me? I mean, that's the first thing I see. I think Duke is very good. I think they're one bad day from us talking about them being a great team and possibly going undefeated. I like Louisville. I thought Louisville's toughness today. I think the league's bottom is terrible. I think the bottom part of the ACC is as weak as I've ever seen the ACC, frankly.
Yeah, you don't look at schedules and say, wow, there's this gamut of 5 straight teams, and there's an injured player down for Syracuse, and it's Dolezaj once again. He got corkscrewed down earlier, and we heard the thud on this fall for Syracuse's starting big, Marek Dolezaj. I mean, he's playing a lot of minutes, 33 minutes a game. Let's watch again. See 21 middle of your screen. Oof.
Right on the small of the back. He just got his legs going forward. See his legs get out from under him, and there you are.
He's not a robust young man. Top.
No, he's very skinny.
But yeah.
He's very narrow-shouldered, narrow-hipped, and he's skinny. But he's willing. Very, very willing. I love that kid.
He's feeling it right now, trying to work out the back. So Sidibe on the floor for Syracuse with Girard and Hughes and Guerrier and Washington.
Well, Guerrier played exceptionally well against Notre Dame, and they're going to need him to play that way tonight. Make shots, be tough.
Continue to work on Dolezaj, the junior from Slovakia. Hughes against Key with a drop off. Sidibe. Second chance, had it blocked. Jay Huff right at the rim with a couple of denials, and the tie-ups going to Virginia. They're going to love that from Huff. Oh, they got a foul against Syracuse.
Came in from behind, you know, all the action, and they wrapped around Huff a little bit. Sidibe, it's really frustrating because he puts himself in such good position to go lay it in, and he misses, and then you got a guy like Huff battling. You're not going to get a second chance. I think Huff, man, if Huff could play the way I think he's capable of playing, you're talking about this team taking off. I believe that.
So the best version of him is a comparison to who, do you think?
Well, that's a good question.
Think it over. Diakite through the trees. Dolezaj back in, and it's punched out of bounds to Virginia. Dolezaj arguing that it was off Diakite. And let's see. It is going to be Syracuse basketball.
I would say Mason Plumlee.
Interesting.
But I don't think he's as athletic as Mason Plumlee. And Mason Plumlee's a really good athlete, but he can go outside with good touch. You can play through him a little bit. You know, I wanted initially, and this is really idiotic.
Hughes interrupts the idiocy with a three.
I was thinking Anthony Davis, but he's not Anthony Davis. Don't get me wrong, he's not the first pick in the draft, but he's a broad-shouldered guy that can do a number of things and plays with his head up. So now I can hear it.
Yeah, it's...
you know what kind of idiot Dockage is? He compared Huff to Anthony Davis.
Well, in certain ways.
Yeah, I mean, he just can do a lot of things as a big guy.
Girard nearly traveled. Ooh. Braxton Key very active in the passing lane.
He had it.
Hughes wants to shoot. And he does.
Wow. Oh, I thought that was him. That looked dead in from us.
That was airwhack.
Yeah, it was airwhack. First airwhack of the year. Clark's going to have the jump shot.
Yeah, they're letting him take it from 25. Diakite, that is a tough shot. He fixes a lot of things offensively for them.
You're right. That's a tough shot. He's as good a mid-range shooter. You know, we see layups or we see three-point shots, but he doesn't mind going to getting it hard, too.
Dolezaj wanted to roll to the rim. Hughes just batted the ball, trying to deny this charge to the rim. They're not going to count the goal. Tony Henderson and the crew say not continuation. Dan is displeased. Second foul on Dolezaj. What do you think?
Grunting foul right there. He's into the shot, chins on the rim, and one. Let's go.
You think that's 2 and a foul? For sure.
I think it is. I think college refs are so afraid to call that. And Dolezaj might have gotten him on the floor. Legendary producer Bart Fox thinks so. But he's in the shooting motion.
At that point, yeah, but we'll watch and see if he got him earlier, because it's worth revisiting.
Only watch if it proves me to be correct. If not, let's move on.
Those are not the rules on our telecast. Kihei Clark, another distant 3, and this is going to be Syracuse basketball. Back to it. What do you think? Watch Dolezaj here.
He's shooting right now.
No, he's
right
not
now, he's shooting
right then. No way.
What are you watching?
I think it looked like Anthony Davis, honestly, going to the rim. That's going to be on Gerard on the offensive foul.
You know who Dolezaj reminds me of?
Who's that?
Anthony Davis.
Yeah. But you're saying I get what you're saying there. You're not saying Jay Huff's going to be Anthony Davis, but the upper body type and the amount of things he could do.
Anthony
not that
Davis
he does them as well.
College.
Right. Well.
Not as good, but he like this. Look, you can face up, shot fake, go dunk it.
Oh my!
Anthony Davis. Don't at me, people. I don't want to hear from the Sabre message board.
That was the most Anthony Davis-like play Jay Huff has ever had.
Right,
and he did it for you 3 seconds later.
Don't at me. AD in the house.
It's an NBA doubleheader on ESPN.
Like play, although Anthony Davis may have a few more points. Give us another air whap, Dockich.
You want a second one. Nobody wants that. Not in this game.
Might be here.
Front rim whap. Look, neither team's made back-to-back field goals in this game. We don't need air anything. Kevin Connors.
How good. What's our stat guy's name?
Richard.
Richard is unbelievable.
He's
Everything
great.
here is first class. Look at him.
Go get him, the rebound.
Hook him. There
Underside of the basket, got fouled. LSU Clemson in the national championship game of the 7th straight year. Love the MegaCast. Love the MegaCast. Every platform, TV, radio, digital. Coach's film room on once again. Gary Patterson, Mike Gundy's mullet will be on the Coach's film room over on ESPNU. Starts Monday night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific.
Are you doing Nerdcast?
I'm not doing Nerdcast.
Only baseball?
That's for baseball, yeah.
Oh, Huffer, no bacon.
Look, watch the Anthony Davis deal here.
Shot fake, show the ball. Boom! Whop! Should have been a foul. That was and one.
Did you just honk like a goose? What was
Somebody
that?
lane violated.
Yeah,
not sure who it was.
It's not going to count. We're going to go Syracuse's way.
The truth of the matter is, though, Jay Huff is 7 feet tall, 7'1". He's got long arms. He's a really smart kid. You know what he does that a lot of big guys don't do? When he rebounds, he catches the ball with his arms extended, which is a big deal. He doesn't let the ball come to him.
Why does that matter?
Well, because now you're getting it where only very few can. You're getting it on the rim or around the rim. Oh, you can't leave him.
Dolezaj's second chance. It's blocked right back into his hands. Sidibe, it's goaltending on Diakite.
I tell you what, though, that was pretty good by Diakite, because inside, Syracuse has had real opportunities, but between Diakite and Huff, look at Huff takes it away. Diakite comes over. Those two have really done a nice job in rhythm defensively around the rim.
That's what we saw in game 1 at the Carrier Dome back on November the 6th. Statman pulls the trigger. Good challenge by Dolezaj on that 3.
Really good. And between Dolezaj and Boeheim, you've got two long guys out there that can challenge. I'm telling you, I think Clark is going to have to step into his shot. He doesn't need to shoot it from 25. He can get that from just above the top of the key upon reversal.
You wonder if Statman took that shot because of the earlier discussion with Kihei Clark.
No doubt.
Girard catch and shoot. Quick trigger three.
Quick is right. He had to, because once again, the pressure from Virginia was right there. That was a great call by you. That was quick. Clark needs to get more to the side of Girard so it's a smaller guy to contest, not Boeheim, and step in when he passes. He'll get a wide open look.
Yeah, he's given the length a chance to defend him.
Right. Just needs to get on this side of us.
Marcel, no.
He's 9 for a lifetime this year. 9 for 60 now.
60, yeah. Hughes off the flyby, reload Boeheim. Dolezaj got shoved out of the way by Diakite. Boeheim tees it up again. Oh, that's wide left. Crowd wants him to push.
Right here.
Crowd hasn't watched a lot of Virginia basketball.
Now he's on the right side. Clark.
Huff on Sidibe, who put 2 hands on him. Let's go back to Girard's three.
You said it. He had to get this off so quick. Watch the hustle by Virginia right there. And there was no dipping the ball by Girard. There was nothing. Just caught it where he caught it. He went up from to get it off really quick, and he had to.
That kid's going to be a problem in the ACC.
Big problem. By the end of this year, big problem.
That soon, huh?
I think so, but you know what? Someone's going to have to finish these games for Syracuse.
Statman traveled. He saw Dolezaj bearing down on him, and he walked.
Huge minute 40, because I'm telling you, Virginia can get hot defensively and eliminate you. And right now, Syracuse feels pretty good and confident offensively. Huge to finish this out for Syracuse, no less than 7 up.
Strange to say and hear a team can get hot defensively.
They can. They can get right in you where they know. Oh, wow.
Hughes dipping in. Sidibe got thrown out of the way, and he's down to the deck. It's a foul on Virginia. Number 6 against the Cavaliers in the half.
Oh, was that a good move by Hughes? That was fun. He just couldn't get over the front of the rim.
Woo. A little levitation there.
Oh,
Elijah Hughes. That was a foul against Diakite, and that's his second personal. Big news for UVA.
Oh, you better not do that.
Clark Velcro to Girard. And they're going to get a foul against Sidibe over the back. That's his third. So bigs are in major foul trouble for Syracuse. Dolezaj has 2, Sidibe has 3, and the freshman Guerrier off the bench has 3.
Guerrier and Edwards, for this team to get good, Edwards just came in the game. He's number 14, has a bit of a soft game because he's not very big. But he is all potential, this kid right here. Hasn't played in a few games. But if he can just give him a good minute 12 and you can end up here up 7, you'll feel really good.
Tip ball out of bounds, and it's going to Syracuse. By the way, the statue of Jim Boeheim, when it's erected, is going to have the palms up. It's got to. That's Jim Boeheim to a T. When he doesn't like something, the palms go up, the arms go out. You know he's mad.
Then the voice gets a little higher.
You mentioned it earlier, the chat we had with him last week. He is as wide-ranging, knowledgeable about basketball as anybody you're going to run into. Not just college, NBA, strategies, all that.
It drives me nuts talking to coaches that hate the game or their team. I don't like the game. I don't like. Boeheim loves the game of basketball, is literally in love with it. We'll watch every game no matter who's playing, and it's just refreshing because we all got in this because we love hoops.
His memory for specific occurrences in Syracuse games is pretty special as well. Kihei Clark got a 3. Boeheim says, what are you doing?
It was interesting. They moved Statman to the top. And, man, Clark on the corner looked far more comfortable shooting the ball than he did from the top. It's a bad foul by Clark right there.
Yeah, 7th foul, 1-and-1 coming. And the first against Kihei Clark. You fouled Joe Girard, who is the best free throw shooter in the ACC at 95%.
I would argue he's the best free throw shooter in the country. And he's missed 2 all year. I'm sure there's somebody, but if you're going to ask me, who do you want shooting 2 free throws? I'll take him. You take whoever.
On the board for Syracuse.
No, I thought he went long there. You know, it's interesting. His ball doesn't spin. Like, barely spins when he shoots a free throw.
What does that mean to you?
Most great free throw shooters have 2.5 times rotation. It means that he's so used to shooting that shot, it can do whatever, and it's going to go in. He's just used to it. He's just done it so many times, hundreds of thousands of times.
They combined for 82 points in the first meeting. Syracuse and Virginia. Off the follow stop. Boeheim off the front of the iron. 44 points total. It has been a grinder, but a good one so far. Syracuse in that whole first meeting had 34 points at the Carrier Dome. They've got 24 in the first half. An abundance of scoring, including Anthony Davis's twin.
Who does this remind you of, Jason?
First person you think of. Deep halftime.
Doesn't matter if it's home or away. It's players, not plays at the end of the game. And who for the Cuse is going to step up if they're going to get a road win?
Who's going to score for Virginia outside Diakite and Clark? They each have 6.
Statman's got to shoot this. He's got to shoot it. He's going to get a 3 right here. He's got to shoot it, and he's got to make it.
He drifted to create space. Huff had it for a moment. Sidibe swats it inbounds.
I think Statman goes too slow up into his shot. You just mentioned drifted. Yes, he did. Got himself open. There's no snap into his shot. It's too slow.
It's like an upper body.
And the whole thing, the whole aura of it.
Dolezaj rolling to the rim, dropped it off, and big to big, Sidibe gets 2.
Well, that was really good. Started with Hughes just taking off when he got it. Watch for that next time. Clearly, Boeheim and staff said, look, don't mess with the ball, take it and attack, and that's what they did.
Dolezaj is more fluid on the dribble than you'd expect.
No doubt. He's a very skilled kid.
Just based on body type and all that?
Yeah, I mean, look, he's got that European game, right? He's not one of those kids that's ever really played in the post. He's got good eyesight. He can see the floor. He's got good hands. Short.
Well short for Key in Virginia. Syracuse rampaging for 2 more with Elijah Hughes.
Same thing there. There was no weight on Hughes. Hughes caught it, put it down, whipped Virginia.
Syracuse missed its last 5 field goals of the first half. Oh, Diakite just traveled and got away with it. And a 3 for Kihei Clark, his 3rd.
Tony Bennett knows his way around it because Clark looks so much more comfortable shooting the basketball from just off the top of the key than he did from straight on.
How does that happen? Why?
It's just a feel. Usually guys from the top of the key feel more comfortable, but apparently Clark today didn't.
And that's going to be on Dolezaj, his 3rd. Let's go off the ball, Dan.
Yeah, let's talk about it right here. You're going to see the drive. The drive's going to come this way. Then the drive's going to come from that way, and then Sidibe is going to move off the ball to get himself in position for a layup. There's 2 drives. Sidibe moves in, not out. And that's so important because Sidibe isn't going to do anything if he catches that ball outside the lane. He's got to catch it right where he can catch and lay it in, period.
Well, I think what's important there, too, is we're just talking about 2 steps. He didn't move that much,
no,
but he moved.
Well, it's like anything else on the perimeter. You just said a guy drifted into a shot in the first half. That's only 2 or 3 steps, but it's just enough to make the defense not be able to react to it. Good cut.
Clark mounted Girard, and that's a foul.
It's pretty good action. You have to come out on Girard. You must come out on him. Gerard has a stunning resemblance to former Indiana basketball player Todd Leary. Nobody knows who Todd Leary is except he hit 3 threes in the last 40 seconds against Duke in the '92 NCAA Final Four. But take my word for it. You got to make that. You're feeling good offensively. You got to make that open shot on the road to get a win against these guys.
Statman wouldn't take the
He's
shot.
Not even looking.
Clark's not going to pass him the ball again. Statman dropped the ball. Statman again. Kick out for Key, past Hughes, no good.
Well, this going to the rim.
Hughes, oh, rim run with thunder. Dan, take us off the ball here.
All right, I want to show you 2 guys. Right here, the shooter, Key. Right here, Statman. And what you're going to see is something that never happens for Virginia basketball. No communication. Guys are going back. Watch, both of them go to the same guy. They're going to Buddy Boeheim. No communication. Nobody puts their head under the front of the basket. That never happens, ever, with Virginia. They're out of sorts right now.
How do they fix that? What does it look like?
Well, that's just, you get in the huddle. Coaches saw that, I guarantee you, and you just talk about it. You know, and one thing, I bet you Tony Bennett and his staff know right now that their team is not locked in per usual, because that just doesn't happen to a locked-in team.
Yeah, the good news for them on that bench is that Sidibe just got his 4th foul. Dolezaj has 3. So Syracuse's bigs are in substantial foul trouble early second half.
Yeah, I told you at halftime, Gary A is going to have to play well, and I believe that. I think he's going to have to really impact this game.
He's got 3 as well, so he's going to have to be careful.
Well, I'm playing him now because I'm not worried about him falling out.
Woldetensai against Boeheim. Diakite the offensive rebound. Second chance, no, and it's Virginia basketball. Syracuse really struggles to defensive rebounded points.
Boy, Jim Boeheim really wants an over the back. I don't think that would have been the right call.
And Gary A's coming in right now.
Yeah, he's got to impact this game. You can move Dolezaj into the center position, and Gary A has to impact the baseline. He can't let the baseline guys get jump shots on his side.
He's down at the wing at the near side with Woldetensai.
Well, that's good offense right there. Just didn't take the shot, Key.
Kihei Clark won't take the shot. Off the deflection, Huff, no sir. Somebody's got to shoot.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
Dolezaj lost it from his pocket. He went down again, and that's going to be a foul against Dolezaj, and it's his 4th personal. Big time.
To make sure that they know that his bigs are in desperate foul trouble right now. That's why he's doing that. He wanted an over-the-back call, and he wants to make sure that next time there is a scrum underneath, it is on Virginia, not Syracuse the foul.
So with all that, Jesse Edwards, the freshman from the Netherlands, is in as Woldetensai sticks a 3 and gets Virginia within 4.
Well, he's got a great look about him, Woldetensai. He looks like he is ready to play basketball here tonight or this afternoon.
Gerard hanging.
Don't need that.
This lead in grave danger for Syracuse right now.
Is there any other kind?
Key for 3. Not right now, there's not. Gerard wants it. Woldetensai the rebound. Whoa. Syracuse was crisp passing early, not anymore.
Boy, they're shook right now. One more bucket, you're going to see a timeout, if not before. Now, you got to get Dolezaj in, and they are.
Kihei Clark said, slow down, we got this.
I really could slow down.
Rolled at 10 side, challenged by Gerard. Clark past Boeheim for Huff on the doorstep for the lead. 8 in a row for Virginia.
Let's take a look. One of the reasons, watch Hughes here, one of the reasons Syracuse has lost this lead is certainly the defense of Virginia, but also a lack of effort defensively, and that really got him going. And then here, Buddy Boeheim gets driven, help comes up, nobody around the bucket because Sidibe is not in there, and Huff easy lays it in.
Jay Huff might blow your house down. He's riled up.
What I liked about Jay Huff there that he took his time. I talk about it every broadcast. When big guys get the ball in good position, 2 feet in the lane, there is never an excuse to hurry. Huff took his time, laid it in. Not that hard when you take your time.
Sidibe back in for Syracuse with 4 fouls down low. They bracketed Boeheim. Hughes against Key, who's a very solid defender. And Dolezaj is foul.
There's why Boeheim was talking to the officials. I don't know if that had been called earlier in the game. Maybe it was. But I darn well know it was going to be called the first time they had an opportunity to call something like that. Bad shots left and right. Can't do it against Virginia.
Virginia's first lead since 11-9, trying to build on it, and that won't do it. Key, that's going to be what? Offensive foul on Gerard. Wow. What do you think? No.
One official handed a charge. The guy back here handed a block.
Oof. I mean, he did extend the arm.
I thought it was offensive foul, Jason.
You did?
Yeah, he's spaced out. He's right there. You can be moving as long as your shoulders are squared.
Was he in the cylinder is the question.
You're talking about in his business,
yeah,
right?
his space as an offensive player, even if he provides the arm bar as an offensive player, if the defender's in the cylinder, then that can be a defensive foul.
I love you long time, but I thought that was a charge.
Thank you very much. I disagree with you respectfully. And that's rare, the respect.
Yes.
Rebound for Boeheim.
Oh, man, if you're Syracuse, you got to get something going to the rim. There you go.
Dolezaj wanted to, kicked it out, touch feed, one-timer essentially. Gerard wouldn't go.
Boy, was that a great recovery. You jump by the guy in the air and you clap your hands. You never see that, but that was a great recovery by Virginia.
Syracuse has missed its last 8 threes, helping Virginia to this lead. Huff through the car wash, rimmed it out, batted to roll to 10 side. Clark, a bullet for Huff.
Oh, man.
Sidibe walled him up with 4 fouls, and Huff scores.
Look at that reaction. Huff's had a great game.
He's lost 5 pounds in sweat, maybe. Steal, Virginia and Key. They will push. Key, hey, Clark behind the back for 2. %68% from 2-point range this year. That's top 31 in the country coming in. He has been a force near the rim.
Well, he should be, because he's not going to shoot. He'll shoot a 3, but he's not going to shoot anything outside really of 4 feet for 2.
Boeheim pull up. Buddy Boeheim can't hit. And again, 1 and done for Syracuse.
Tough one. tough one and done. Right? Every shot's contested when they've gotten a shot.
Buddy Boeheim this year has really struggled against Virginia. He was 1 for 8 from 3 in the first meeting. Now 1 for 10 from the floor in this game. Kihei Clark wanted it, feeds the post, a lot of hands in there. Braxton Key, no, and the rebound, Girard. He went up on a mission that time.
Yeah, he did, and I think you got to push if you're Syracuse and go to the rim. Shots aren't falling, so just go to the rim, figure it out later. You're going to get a call because Boeheim's been after the officials, making it easy for everyone in this building by jacking up jump shots.
Kihei Clark lets it rip.
Not a chance.
Way
out of his
short.
hand, slipped out of his hand somewhat.
Kihei Clark, named after a city on the western shore of Maui where his father proposed to his mother. So if that was your name, where your dad proposed to your mom, your name would be
Gary.
Gary Dockage. I like Gary Dockage.
See, people are deep, man. I named my son Andrew because that's what my wife told me to do. I named my daughter Laura because it's what my wife told me to do.
There are coordinating producers who say, why don't you take direction like that outside of your personal life?
Everybody go to the rim, go to the rim, go to the rim.
Last football game, Syracuse, Virginia, 2015, 3 overtimes, they got 82 points, which is exactly how many points they had in the first basketball meeting this year. We have 65 halfway through the second half here.
I'm telling you, you're going to get every call.
Because Jim Boeheim was working.
Yeah, and these officials are good-ish.
I knew there was going to be an ish.
I mean, they're good, but they're not. You know,
they'll listen, is what you're saying.
Yeah, they'll listen, and I'm telling you what, and you should listen. I mean, Boeheim is an absolute legend, Hall of Famer and all that, but you just got to keep going to the rim if you're the Cuse. And
we got a whistle going the other way against UVA.
Yeah, Jay Huff screamed, knocked folks down.
Hey, Texas Tech, West Virginia, game after ours is going to be a good one. West Virginia's playing some great basketball right now. Morgantown on the ESPN app and on ESPN as well right here after our game.
You want to see physical basketball, West Virginia? They beat up Ohio State a week ago, and they are tough on tough. This is a Bob Huggins team that we're all used to.
Well, and you go to a Texas Tech shoot-around, and it's like MMA.
Yeah, it's going to be a very fun game. I'm not going to tell you it's going to be Showtime Lakers. It's going to be like Pistons Bulls back in the day, where it's going to be a tough, hard-fought. Guys will score because they got skill, but
get some bruising.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Off the foul against Woldetensai. Boeheim two-man game with Dolezaj. Girard lets it rip. 4-3.
Wow. Tell you what, you know it, I know it, Jason. Do not let that kid get excited, because he'll rip off 3 or 4 threes in a row, Girard.
They called him the next Jimmer Fredette when he was growing up in Glens Falls. He's got a tie for now for Syracuse. Braxton Key whipped it through the arms of Woldetensai, and Clark settles it down.
Boeheim once again dying for the over-the-top's third time today. Felt like there was no call.
Good help by Girard. Clark recovers. Key. Huff the tap back. Boeheim says over the back again. He's making the motion one more time.
Well, he can keep making that motion, but it would behoove his players to get a rear end into the offensive rebounder for Virginia.
Huff downstairs pivoting. Woldetensai. No. Boeheim wanted to play. How about Boeheim wanted to call for the over the back, then his guy got the rebound, so he stopped halfway.
Yeah, but Sidibe gave it up, and while he traveled, or they couldn't call it travel, Oh, good move there.
That's a shoulder block, and Boeheim was going to jump on the floor if that didn't get called.
That had to be called, no question. But I like what Sidibe's doing. Sidibe's doing exactly what we said. He's not settling for jump shots. He went to the rim the last time. He shot fake and got a foul that time. Going to the rim will keep Syracuse around. Jump shots, this game will be 10, and Virginia will win if Syracuse wants to keep shooting jump shots, other than Girard.
You know, it's not the same foul trouble, but Diakite and Huff now have 3 each for Virginia, which changes a little bit the situation. Yeah, not that much.
Yeah, I mean, 3 fouls. You ought to be able to play 8.5 minutes with 3 fouls.
Thanks, Gary. Hughes slams on the brakes. Girard.
And don't let him get going.
But how do you stop him from shooting when he's going to do it with that little space? They're going to get a foul. Clark will not get the bucket, and Jay Huff with 10.
You can't stop him from shooting. You're absolutely right, and that's not a great shot. Jay Huff's been terrific in this game, and I think he's a real key if Virginia is going to make any type of run, both in the ACC and in the NCAA tournament. He's got foul trouble right now, but he's been really good in this game.
Clark lets it fly, and it's well short. He's missed some open looks.
You know, Statman missed Diakite. Diakite wanted a lob, pointed up. Statman didn't see it.
Dolezaj rolling to the goal, didn't get it. Boeheim, fade away. Sidibe tipped it to Dolezaj, who couldn't control it. They're down on the deck, and what do we have? It's a tie-up, and it's staying with Syracuse. 35-35 with 7 and change. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by 5 Hour Energy Shop.
Nacion, Yasmani Grandal, Nomar Mazzara, Gonzaga on top, Jason.
Hey, that's my guy, Kevin Connors, balancing out the awful Cubs tie that Dockich had the other day. You hear all those guys that are going to be in the White Sox lineup? They're going to score runs.
I want that Kopech guy back.
He'll be back. Michael Kopech.
He's good.
Thanks, Kevin Connors. Go Bombers. Dolezaj bumping on Diakite, and that's number 4 on Mamadi Diakite for Virginia. He says, don't take me out. He was saying to Tony Bennett, don't take me out. And he's not going to win that.
No, you shouldn't win that. And that is a Jim Boeheim foul right there. I'm telling you, Jim Boeheim figured a few timeouts ago it was more important for him to get heard by the referees than it was for him to do anything with his team, and he's right. They've gotten 3 straight calls right here. That call was easy.
Yeah, a lot of body. Dolezaj rattled it out. 7.5 to go, 70 total points. A huge game for both of these teams in the ACC early on. Francisco Cafaro, who's played 72 minutes all year, got a hand on that.
He is a big, strong dude.
This will stay Syracuse basketball.
But I like that. I like that by Girard, and I liked it by Dolezaj. If you're Syracuse, you don't settle. You go to the rim. You don't have anywhere to throw it inside, so you might as well drive it, or this kid shoot it. Girard.
Girard pull up. Missed it for 2. Rebound for Key. Kihei Clark skids to the wing to settle the offense. Virginia off a loss at BC, trying to avoid back-to-back losses for the first time in a couple of years. Cafaro, no dice.
That's what foul trouble gets you. You got Jay Huff playing really well, right? Now you got Cafaro in there who hasn't played. These last 3 possessions will cost Syracuse the game. You got everything going your way. You got foul trouble. You got guys getting the ball on the block for Virginia that can't score. You've had a chance 3 straight possessions. You missed a free throw, easy jump shot, and then you throw it away in transition. It's not the plays at the end, Jason, as you well know. It's the plays this time that ultimately cost you a game.
While Virginia's missed its last 9 field goals, that's a kickball, it's off Boeheim. While Virginia's missed its last 9 field goals and its last 7 threes, Syracuse has been unable to take the lead.
It crushes you on the road. Not home, for whatever the reason, you can overcome it on the road. Really tough.
Kihei Clark steers it for Huff, and Sidibe's out of the ball game. Number 5 against the junior from Mali, Barama Sidibe.
Well, I'd be curious. I thought that looked pretty clean. I thought the foul was called almost in anticipation.
Boeheim said forget about it.
These guys don't miss these fouls too often, frankly. Let's see.
Yeah, he might have been straight up, but he got a lot of body.
That's the 6th team foul on the Orange.
When you're next to a guy and there's contact, you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt. I know how you feel about the foul, but I can see it.
I can see where if this was 8th grade basketball, then I would call that as a foul. But this is big boy basketball, and that's not a foul.
Cliff Jenkins were here, you're saying.
He would have gone through contact. Cliff Jenkins would have finished it and won. Kidding.
If you missed it earlier, best middle school player Dan's ever seen. Jay Huff, no good. He's 0 for 4 from the line. And the crowd slightly turns on him for the moment. Sidibe out, Dolezaj 4, Gerard 3, Guerrier 3, and Huff a 5th miss from the free throw line.
All right, here's a 4th possession for Syracuse to take a lead. I mean, we've been stuck on 35 for about 4 minutes here. Both teams.
So it's Boeheim, Hughes, and Gerard with Dolezaj and Guerrier. Hughes on Key, off the pivot, tried to pass it, stolen by Braxton Key.
Oh, was that good by Key, because Guerrier was wide open and Key stayed with the play and made a play.
Kihei Clark off the mark.
Well, he keeps shooting, he keeps missing.
Well, he's tantalized by how much space there is in the zone.
That saved a 3 right there, because Boeheim had his feet set, 2-on-1 on the same side, and the tipping the ball out of bounds, that saved 3 right there. Virginia's hands have been big in this game. First one to 40.
Very well could be. Virginia hasn't scored in 6.5 minutes, and Syracuse hasn't taken the lead.
That kills you on the road, we'll see. But Buddy Boeheim wants to shoot.
Guerrier leaning, he got the foul call against Huff. And that's number 4. So Huff and Diakite have 4, and back to the defense.
Well, I want you to see off the ball. I'm big on watching off the ball. Watch Braxton Key right here. Braxton Key's right here. Oh, boy. Braxton Key's right there.
B for Braxton.
Yeah. And he's going to go up. A lot of pivoting. All right, watch Key. Key reacts and makes the play. A lot of guys would have kind of just stopped on it. Not Key. That's Virginia. They just make plays with their hands and others don't.
For the lead. Got it. Guerrier makes it 36-35. Where does the offense live for UVA?
I like Braxton Key right there. Right there. Wow. I like Braxton Key around the basket. We said it to start the game. You know, he around the bucket, free throw area, lane area is really good.
16.5 points a game, the last 3 for Braxton Key. And the lead now for the Cavs. That's gone. Hughes sticks the 3.
Hughes with 2 fakes to get Key's hand kind of out of there where Hughes got comfortable. Wow.
The story of Syracuse's recent days has been not being able to finish.
Right here, yeah, no question. Well, I'd get the ball right there to Key, yeah.
Well off for Statman, who's had a really rough game.
Everybody's had a rough game. Think about it. I mean, Huff's been pretty good. I'm going here with Hughes and there with Key.
Gerard gets back on Kihei Clark. Huff ties the game.
But if they finally, they being Syracuse, are going to finish the game, he is going to have to do that, and he's going to have to make free throws.
Junior from the state of New York, second leading scorer in the ACC to Jordan Wara coming into the day. Hughes in the corner right now at the bottom of your screen. Dolezaj got fouled, and 2 free throws coming for Dolezaj. This game is very important for UVA, which according to Joe Lunardi was a 10 seed in the most recent release. They've got 2 roadies coming up at Florida State, tough team. At Georgia Tech is a bit easier of a game. There's still 2 road games.
I think Florida State's terrific. I think Georgia Tech, North Carolina State home. The others are certainly, you know, they're going to be a heavy favorite, I guess. But truth of the matter is, play games in the 30s, play them in the 40s, and don't have the killers that they had last year, you can lose to anybody.
Well, they even saw that 2 years ago, right? I mean, that's
right.
UMBC.
Right.
Is part of the reason that happens is you don't have that many possessions.
I mean, you keep these around against teams on the road, like you just said, they got 2 straight.
Diakite denied by the rim. Huff was not. Syracuse has losses to Virginia, Penn State, Iowa, Oklahoma State. Can they close? Boeheim trying to make it so.
Woo. That's a side ball screen I was telling you about. I like that action. If I'm Jim Boeheim, I'm going to it. He put the shooter in the corner, the ball hand, the player, Hughes with the ball. Players, not plays, down the stretch.
Key. No. Hughes against Huff, and it's Huff winning.
Oh, what a play.
Gerard, a great read. The high school quarterback just picked off a pass in the secondary.
I happen to be watching him. He saw that, anticipated, and flew to get it. That's smart, put it in the guy's hands.
Elijah Hughes, 20 points a game. Gives it up to Boeheim. On the drive, Buddy Boeheim, no.
Buddy Boeheim thought he was going to get hit, didn't.
Roll to 10 side for the lead.
I'm giving Hughes the ball in that same side action. The side ball screen, wing ball screen has been there.
Gerard staggered. Now here's Hughes, isolated up top.
He's going to get it. Well, yeah.
On Braxton Key. Boeheim. No.
He told him. Jim Boeheim told him, drive it at Buddy. Now,
got what they wanted.
And now I think Diakite's got to get in the middle, and Huff's got to get on the bottom, or Key's got to get in the middle. One of the 2.
Kihei Clark was fouled. Catch Sports Center later tonight after NFL Rewind. Michael Eaves, Zubin Mehenti, Ravens Titans postgame, Vikings Niners Keys, players and coaches from the College Football Playoff National Championship game, 1 a.m. Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. And maybe highlights from this game. We do call that a shooting foul as Gerard picked up his 4th, with Dolezaj having 4 as well, and Sidibe fouled out.
Take a little Ravens, Niners, Clemson, and you're in business.
That's how you feel?
How I feel. Side ball screen would be good here.
The season started with these 2 together. Somebody's season may pivot in the rematch. Under a minute. Elijah Hughes on Key. Hughes the drive. Hughes the pull-up. Dolezaj got the rebound for Syracuse. Now where?
I like the side ball screen, but they're committed to going one-on-one with Hughes and Key. Now
we have a floor cleanup. just outside the lane with the stoppage. No timeout. Syracuse 1 left, Virginia 2. And now we do have a timeout called by Syracuse.
All right. Virginia's going to do what Virginia does, right? They're going to get in the stance, they're going to get in the gaps, they're going to guard you. So you know that from Jim Boeheim. Let's talk about that first. Virginia, that's what they're going to do. And they're going to play without fouling. The side ball screen with the shooter in the same side corner is really been good because with Dolezaj and Hughes, and you put Girard opposite. Why do you put Girard opposite? Because it spreads the defense. You can't get all that help. So if you can run something, and it's worked out 3 times they've done it in this game, let Hughes come off the side ball screen. It's got to be on the side, either into the middle or beat him away from the screen, draw help from the corner. There's Buddy Boeheim for a 3. If you can turn the corner going to the top, Hughes is good enough to get 2 feet in the lane and get a shot. If help comes, you've got a shooter in the opposite corner and you can find him. I'm telling you, that's been the best move Syracuse has had all game.
Let's remind people why this is so important for Syracuse. This one possession. They have had chance after chance against quad 1 teams and have not paid it off. Their biggest win is at Georgia Tech in the ACC. Their lone ACC win.
Yeah, this is a monster win for Syracuse. This is a good win for Virginia if they can get it done. But a road win against Virginia, if you're on an NCAA committee and you don't think that's a great win, then you don't know what the heck you're talking about.
They win 82% of the time in this building. Guerrier from Dolezaj. 5 to shoot, Hughes. No. Rebound, Kihei Clark. And Virginia has about a 1-second differential shot to gain.
They tried to back cut Hughes. They thought they were going to overplay, so Boeheim wanted a back cut, didn't get it. Nobody came over, didn't have enough time to set the side ball screen. I'm either getting Diakite in the middle or Key in the middle here.
Diakite nearly walked. Kihei Clark. No! Rebound to the sideline. Saved while the Tensai rescues, and we're going to overtime.
Had that ball gotten over one of Tensai's hands, Boeheim would have had a shot to win the game.
There are Purdue fans watching, thinking not another scramble involving Kihei Clark and Virginia, but the Cavaliers end regulation missing their last 11 three-point field goals.
This was good action. They ran Diakite to his soft spot, which is short corner. Clark had a wide open look. I mean, Clark's been in that slot. He hit his first 2, and oh man, I thought if Boeheim could have got that, it might have been interesting.
Interesting is a great word to describe this game. It's not impressionist art offensively, but 43-43 and high entertainment value for 2 teams that need it pretty badly at this point in the ACC season.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're Virginia, you want to hang around and play the last week of the season for the the ACC title. It's what you want to do, and we've already talked about it for Syracuse. Syracuse, you get this win, this is the kind of win that could jumpstart your whole season. But you got to get the win against a really well-coached, tough team. Those 3 or 4 possessions around 6-7 minutes that Syracuse didn't take the lead, I'm telling you, that's why we're in overtime, and Syracuse isn't on the bus being really happy celebrating.
Tony Bennett, 11 years at Virginia, still a quarter of the time that Jim Boeheim's been at Syracuse. Bennett 5-9 in overtime. Jim Boeheim is 45-29 in overtime. 74 overtime games. The 75th for James Arthur Boeheim comes in Charlottesville in January 2020.
Diakite's being smart here. He needs to put somebody needs to get on the other side of Boeheim. It's an easier way to tip it for Huff.
Diakite, by the way, is going to become part of the operations staff at Virginia. He was on the basket stanchion earlier, and now he's pointing at the floor, and he climbs.
Well, he's a redshirt senior.
Well, he knows his way around. Foul trouble for Virginia, you see, with Diakite and Huff. Sidibe's fouled out for Syracuse. Huff into Dolezaj. Diakite got it. Braxton Key with his shoulders freed up that pass.
Yeah, no question. And Diakite, you know what he did? He is so comfortable prowling the baseline.
Hughes got the lead.
He shot that so quick. I don't watch the ball when a guy shoots it. I watch the shooter. Elijah Hughes knew he had stripped that one.
Second leading scorer in the ACC, Elijah Hughes. Off a power dribble into Dolezaj, the rebound for Hughes.
He had no confidence, Huff, shooting that ball. His arm never got extended off his elbow.
You can see the confidence from the way
he popped it. He didn't shoot it. I'll tell you what, Gerard looks like he wants one.
He did. What? He got it!
You could tell. You could see it. He wanted that.
Joe Girard III.
I don't see anybody out here that wants one for Virginia other than Diakite on the baseline.
Clark blocked by Dolezaj.
Might as well push.
Can Syracuse close? Boeheim sets and scores!
Wow. Boeheim's reaction was that of a coach, but also as a father. As a guy that coached his son, and he told us last week, you like to see your son do well. That's the first thing he said about coaching Buddy, and his reaction was as a father as much as it was as a coach. Watch this.
In the conference and scoring.
Yeah, a little stick and move going on for a little while.
Bit of now it's like haymakers being thrown. Buddy Boeheim with one.
So here's what's next for Syracuse. They got BC at home, at Virginia Tech, at Notre Dame. Those are winnable games for the Orange, trying to pivot this season at 1-3 right now in the ACC.
Yeah, let's be honest. I mean, that's what they're looking at. I mean, and that stretch isn't daunting. It isn't easy by any means, but it isn't daunting. All right, right here, Braxton Key's got to get involved, Jason. He's got to.
We just had a horn in play, by the way. Braxton Key.
Nobody paid attention to the horn, really.
There he is.
I got to have him involved.
He's got the lob for Huff. They collapse into the high post, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Now, Boeheim's arguing about it, but he's wrong. That was absolutely a foul on Syracuse. No question about it.
It's on Guerrier, his fourth. Let him play, says Jim Boeheim. One of the great skills that you need to have to watch college basketball with the most enjoyment is lip reading.
Yes, you do.
It's true. Huff is 0 for 5 from the line as he stands right now.
Well, that was confident. That was, and now here's what I mean by that. If you're watching at home, or you're watching wherever, watch the snap. If he extends and snaps his wrist, that means he's confident. If he pushes it, he's not.
Good.
Really good.
Yeah.
Couple shots, he's just kind of shot put it. You know what I mean? That's an unconfident stroke. That's a push, not a shot.
Can Syracuse get to the finish line?
Oh, man.
Boeheim rips it for 2.
That's his spot. He loves that spot. He's missed 3. He's made 2 from coming off of a little handoff action and getting into the lane.
Some urgency here, Virginia. Diakite knocks it down. They call it a 2. And a timeout called by Virginia.
I like it. I like that Diakite wasn't married to the baseline. He came out, got in the middle, and very confidently knocked in a 2.
They're going to confirm on the 2 here. Watch the feet from Diakite.
Yeah, I didn't think this was all that close, yeah.
Tony Henderson was right there. He pointed 2 immediately for the former soccer player from Guinea.
So did Buddy Boeheim. Buddy Boeheim immediately was points big in this game, right?
Look, Jim Boeheim watches enough basketball at home that Buddy knows when somebody's got a foot on the line. He's going to call it out like an official, and Dad can work the officials. So should his son.
How do I put this? It's not that anybody fixes games or anything like that, but his timeout, his ability, Jim Boeheim's ability to get after the refs, to get what he wanted done, which was pay attention to bumping, pay attention to what's going on around the basket, in many ways changed this game a little bit. I'm not saying it won it. They've had to hit shots. They've had a guard. But it changed the environment on the court of the basketball game, and that's good coaching.
It changed the skew of the fouls for sure.
Yeah, it was going really poorly for the Syracuse.
Elijah Hughes on an island with Braxton Key.
Yeah.
Hughes. Short.
I don't like that. They were flowing pretty good. And he went away from about 26.
Huff into Dolezaj. Huff had it picked.
See, I think you should push it just a little bit. Pretty good defense by Clark, but you're right. Huff brought it down, and he got a strip.
15 Virginia turnovers. Joe Girard, the instant offense freshman at times for Syracuse. Against Kihei Clark, who stapled to him. 5 to shoot. Girard was denied. Boeheim at half court with 2.
Oh!
Hey, got it!
Oh!
You've got to be joking.
Oh, man.
Dan, what you got? He's asking the bench if he got it off in time. Jackson Thomas Boeheim for 3. Oh, yeah.
What?
No. I mean, what are you going to do?
It's your day, right? Turned out to be, at least to this point, a Cuse day. Now, you're going to think this is simplistic, but if you're Virginia, you don't need to go crazy here. You just need points. Look at this thing.
They found a home.
You just need to go get points. Keep this alive. A bad, quick 3, and you got a problem.
Buddy Boeheim has been awesome in the second half. Huff, no,
Now
sir.
You better foul.
You got to,
Oh,
right?
you got to foul. Right there.
It can't be Diakite. He's got 4. They're going to play it out. There are not enough possessions to play this out.
Not even close.
Girard cradling, swaying the ball. Pull up. Girard for 3. Well, he hugged Buddy Boeheim and maybe got some electricity off of it.
Oh, my.
Diakite fills it up for 3.
Oh, now we got a shootout.
It took 40-plus
They go
minutes.
foul now or no?
Finally do. That's late, Dan. That's
Well,
late
it didn't make
fouling
any
by
sense.
Virginia.
You're under a minute. It's 8-point deficit. You got to foul. At the worst, you want to go 3 for 2, right? You get a 3 on your end, a 2 on the other end. I mean, you miss one free throw, you can cut into it. But waiting that long is a recipe for disaster.
Girard doesn't miss many from the free throw line.
I'm telling you, anybody in the country shooting these free throws, I'd take him.
Now, Dane Goodwin's only missed 1 for Notre Dame, but not nearly as many shots.
Yeah, I'd take him too, but I'll take this guy.
2 for 2. Joe Girard, a future star in the ACC.
No question. By the end of this year, how big a win is this for the Cuse? Holy smokes.
Roll to 10 side. Got it for 3. Timeout, Virginia. The lead is 7.
How about this? All of a sudden, now everybody can shoot.
Took a while, but 117 points. Syracuse as many points in overtime as they had in the second half. 20 minutes against 4 and change.
At 24 in the first half. It's amazing. It really is. Basketball is a living, breathing thing. I mean, when one person does it, everybody else does it. It's just truly remarkable. And let's be honest, this win for Syracuse gives them a chance.
Right.
Doesn't put them in a tournament. It doesn't get them in the top of the 8. It just gives them a chance. And the chance, Jason, is internally. Let's be honest. These are the dog days. It's dark outside. It's cold outside in Syracuse. You're losing. You know, it's just not fun for anybody. And now you win this one. The campus is energized. The dome will be energized. It's just a really big deal for this team.
And along with that, totally agreed, it breaks the feeling in those hearts that here we go again is what you should sense when you're up in the second half. That was the story of the year for Syracuse so far.
100%.
And finally they got to the yellow tape first if they put this away.
And you got to put it away because there's going to be a lot of hands involved. You know, there's going to be a lot of attempts to steal the basketball here. Oh, there we go.
Boeheim on the hit ahead into the front court for Syracuse. Kihei Clark trying to steal, and a foul against Virginia. Buddy Boeheim, a good free throw shooter at 15 for 18 this year.
You know one thing about Buddy Boeheim? Whenever you see him, he always looks like he's smiling.
Yes. Well, he got it from Dad.
Look at him. He always looks like he's happy.
2 shots.
Similar smiles, right? First one no good for Buddy Boeheim.
Wouldn't kill you to make this one if you're Syracuse now. If you're Virginia, I know you want a 3. Everybody does, but you got to get points. You know, points keeps it alive. A jacked up 3, you know, make or miss. No, you take it to the rim. You cut it to
maybe 5.
Yeah.
No good.
Now you're done.
Should be it.
That's it. I mean, if you go to the rim and you make it, now you make Syracuse shoot free throws, but that ends it.
Syracuse scored 20 points in overtime. 63 for the entirety of a 45-minute game, and the Orange gets a signature win in Charlottesville by 8. Texas Tech, West Virginia, top that, guys. Rich Hollenberg, Fran Fraschilla, he's Dan, I'm Jason. See ya.